sunrise, new day's dawning, and it's calling you and me, where the mighty Mississippi flows by Memphis, Tennessee. We've got woodlands, fields, and water. Hey, there is no better way. You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Make some time, take the family, ask a friend, but don't delay. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Listen up and learn about it on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Good Saturday morning and welcome to another edition of the award-winning Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
Now, here's your host, Larry Ray.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790, of course, 92.9 HD-FM. All the good folks out in Brownsville, Tennessee, 1520 AM, 95.3 FM, and, of course, in Jackson, Tennessee, on 101.5, and this is it. This is the 19th anniversary of Outdoors with Larry Ray. It started in the Dungeon in 1960 Avenue so many years ago I can't hardly remember, but I know that it is 491 shows as of today. I'll have all the minutes and seconds rounded out on next week's show, but boy, we're going to have fun today. It's the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming, and this doesn't win an award. It may put me in the mental hospital, but I don't know about that because we just finalized a lot of these things right before we went on the air. And, of course, Shelby McCall is in here. She is show producer number 7 in 19 years. And I'm telling you, we get better every time. I'm not going to say anything bad about any of my other show producers, but Shelby has rolled with us for how long, Shelby?
A couple of years at this point.
Couple of years.
I believe so.
That's got to be more than 2 years. I mean,
I honestly think it's actually 2 years.
Oh, my, has she learned a lot in that time. Well, hey, want to kick it off? Frank Barton is on the line. It is third Saturday, Frank, and so, I mean, you're here. Well, you're not here, but you all here. A lot of people don't think I'm all here. But good morning, Frank.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, everyone, and congratulations on 19 years.
It's a lot of time, a lot of talking, stuff like that. And, when we make number 20 next year, I hope I'm still around for that. But I really appreciate Frank and all of my co-hosts who will all be on the show today. Sometime throughout the show, we're going to hear from Bill Cooksey, Ron Wong, John Gordon, Dave Gabbert, Gene Smith. They're all going to be here because they are a part of the team, and part of our team is here also. He's got his Mississippi State. Oh, I'm glad Wong is not here. There he is, Brad Carson. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning. You got me up early for this 19th
did,
year celebration.
Yes.
And thanks to Shelby for doing such a great job these 2 years. And congratulations to you and to your entire team of guys. We're privileged to have you on 790 for 19 years here. And going from Union Avenue here to East Memphis, it's been a pleasure. Congratulations to you.
Well, thank you, Brad. I just wanted Brad to say those kind words to kick us off, because this is a family. Intercom Radio, 92.9. Brad is so hooked up with those guys, and I'm so proud of John and Jason of what they've accomplished. And, of course, you kept the commercial appeal going, I think, starting with me. And then, of course, Jason is in there. He followed me as a prep editor to Commercial Appeal, and then Giannato is in here now as part of the team.
Yeah.
You guys have it really. It's been good, hasn't it?
It's really a family behind the scenes and on the air, a connection to the Commercial Appeal with Jason coming over.
Yeah.
And, hey, no disrespect to the Commercial Appeal, but their loss was certainly our gain with the midday show on 92.9, much like yourself coming over here. And, it is a family because getting to know you and Ron through the years, it's truly it is spectacular, and it goes along with all the outdoor programming too. Because even in COVID times, these are the things we can actually do.
Yes.
We can't even be together. We got all y'all on the phone, so it's good that we can talk fishing and go out and do those things.
6 feet away.
Yeah, well, you know what?
At
If we'll
least.
mask up outside, and we may be 4 foot in the boat. I don't know, but yeah,
Well,
6
thanks,
feet.
Thanks, Brad. Your talents are well used here.
Well, congratulations
and appreciate
to you.
too, and thanks for dropping by.
Absolutely.
Go
I
get
know
you
you got
some
some other
coffee.
special guests,
Get
so I don't
some-
want to take too
get-
much time.
Get some
but-
coffee.
yeah.
I don't know if you want to hear what's getting ready to come up next.
Is Ron next, or who's the special? Who we have
She's
next?
sitting at us right
Oh,
there. What did she bring with her?
Shelby has her trumpet in here. I had to ask about it. You're lucky I didn't bring my saxophone. I didn't realize Shelby was.
Oh man, we could have had a duet.
My goodness,
This girl is unbelievable.
and she's got all these other radio jobs too.
I know
as
it.
soon as she started producing Outdoors with Larry Ray, she's programming other stations and producing all over town, adding radio stations, and then she plays trumpet.
Picture in the newspaper, all sorts of stories
It's
and
incredible.
everything. But
It's incredible.
Frank, are you ready for a little talent to hear here?
Oh goodness, I want to. Do I get to witness this?
You get
too?
to
I'll
witness.
stay for this. I want to see
I'm
this. I'll
ready.
mask up so I can stay in the room.
Is there
with
anything
y'all.
specific you want?
No, it's up to you, Shelby.
Can you play? Yeah, I won't play. What do they play? Don't play taps.
No, I'm not playing taps.
Don't
no,
play taps.
we need
No, no,
something
no,
more
no, no,
energetic
no.
than that.
No, and
Yeah.
we're in the Mississippi State. Sure, don't
For real.
Don't play.
Yeah,
any
you may
Ole
play it if
Miss.
Ole Miss. If Ron was here, you might play it, but
No.
not with me.
All right, Shelby. What are we going to do here?
I don't know.
And they're off.
That's Shelby McCall.
Man, that'll kickstart the Saturday morning,
There you go.
folks.
That's 6 o'clock on Saturday. Here we go.
If Brownsville wasn't awake, they are now. There
Thank
they
you,
are.
Brad.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank y'all.
buddy.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, Brad Carson. Did you hear that? Okay, Frank.
Loud and clear.
We need to get Shelby to maybe kick off the duck season sometime like that. But she pulled out. So, Shelby, what are you playing over? What is that? I know it's a trumpet, right?
It's a Bach.
It's a Bach trumpet.
Bach Stradivarius, yeah.
Okay, and tell us about your trumpet abilities. You played in the band. I mean,
Yeah, I played in the band since like grade school.
So you played
And-
in high school. You were at Cordova, weren't you? Where were you?
Yeah, Cordova, and
now-
played in the Memphis band and over at Memphis State or
Uh-huh.
University of Memphis now.
Right.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you still play it?
I'm in a couple of groups,
Yeah.
but it's been, because of COVID, it's kind of difficult
It's
to
difficult. So,
try to play anywhere. So,
trumpet is what you've been playing that's what you started with when you was little?
yep.
Was that just because you wanted to play trumpet? You don't want to play drums or anything else?
No, it was funny because of when you're in middle school
Yes.
and they decide to teach you, they want to show you how a certain instrument is more compatible with
Right.
everybody.
Yeah.
And the band director said, "Oh, you have an overbite. Let's fix that." And it went straight to trumpet.
Went
so,
straight to trumpet. I'm with you on
and it
that.
just stuck with it.
A
So.
lot of people don't realize that I played the trumpet for 13 years and played 1 year in college in a marching band.
You still play?
I have it there. I bring it out. My next door neighbor is an accomplished trumpet player. He plays in different bands and church and things like that. But he cleaned it all up. I have a cornet now. I sold my silver barrel trumpet. It was a beautiful thing. And after I got out of college, to a young man who played, he could hit triple notes. I could only double tongue. He could do triple tongue. And I said, let him have that. But all right, Shelby, this is it. And Frank, so I really appreciate you, Frank Barton. I don't know how long we've known each other, but I can still remember the blonde-headed lady here that worked here that talked you into being a show sponsor, and it kind of kicked off, and you've been very good to stay on as a co-host and help us on the show. So I hope you get as much of a kick out of it, Frank, as I do. So talk about being part of this for this long. I don't know how long you've been a part, but 10 years at least.
I went back and started. I think I started with you in 2000 and either late 7 and early 8.
Okay, yeah,
but,
all right.
somewhere somewhere at 8 at the latest, and have we started out there on Union Avenue, and when I would come in and actually be in studio, that was a pretty quick trip for me.
Yes, it was.
A
little
bit longer trip, but since you're right around the corner from the Mount Moriah store, it makes it fairly convenient. And I look forward to a day when we're back doing it in person instead of this telephone and remote stuff.
Well, I know you've been part of this thing. You've been my great baritone voice. Everybody says that Frank has a great voice for radio. They didn't say anything else about him, but they did say that, and I think he is, and been able to do a lot of our lead-ins. And I don't know, Frank. Frank has been good enough to take me duck hunting, put up with me on duck hunting trips, has actually escorted me into the blind and things like that, has not left me on a stump someplace, but has re-triggered my Frank's always optimist when it comes to duck hunting. That's what I like about Frank, and he
not just Frank. It's just any duck hunter.
Any duck hunter.
Anybody that's a tried and true duck hunter is an eternal optimist.
So, have you already been out there yet?
To be.
Have you already been out there yet to check things out at your locations?
Yes.
You have?
I have.
All right. And you, so
I have water.
You have water, okay.
I have water.
All right.
And have a few local ducks. But the main thing is that it's good and it's bad. It's good that I got water.
Yeah.
And it's bad that I've got water because normally I should be able to do other manipulations and do things.
Uh-huh.
But I can't do it because
you got water.
We've got water and have been unable to get it drained off now for going on. We have water out in some of these places now going on 3 years.
Really? Okay.
They have not been able to get it drained because of various things that have gone on behind the scenes that keep us from getting it drained. So, anyway, such as that. But the good thing is, I haven't missed an opening morning because of lack of water for several years.
Well, that's a good thing. Again, we're talking to Frank Barton. He is our co-host on this third Saturday on this 19th anniversary for Outdoors with Larry Ray. And I can thank Frank, a lot of changes in your life over these years too. You know, when I think back.
Got some more coming. Probably got some more before it's over with. So that's okay.
That's okay. But I can remember, the Barton equipment.
Barton Ag Center.
Yeah, the Barton Ag Center. Store. Yeah, where I got to know you from there. But I really appreciate you, buddy. Thank you. And of course, Frank is the owner of Barton Power Sports. Let's see, he's in West Memphis. No, not West Memphis. Now you're in Jonesboro. You're in Wynn.
Jonesboro, Forest City, Memphis.
And Memphis.
And then Barton Equipment Company is in Marion.
In Marion. And, of course, right around the corner from us, they'll open up at 8 o'clock this morning, I'm assuming, for Indian Motorcycle, Polaris, and all your dealership there at, what's the address?
5715 Mount Moriah Road.
All right, and Frank will be heading over there. Frank will be with us most of the show. We'll go in and out, but we're going to take our first break. We wanted Frank, and Frank's going to stick around. We're going to bring in if this is going to be a puzzle. We're going to test Shelby today. She may pull her trumpet back out and blow it in my ear. I don't know, but
do you really want that though?
No, I really don't. I don't. Really, I'll bring my cornet next week, and I'll play Jingle Bells. And I used to be able to play Charge, but can do that. Let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Frank Barton is the co-host on this 19th anniversary show. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. This puzzle is going to be great as we put it together. Frank Barton is our co-host. He's on the line. We've just slipped in with another one of our co-hosts, Bill Cooksey. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning,
All right.
Frank. Happy 19th birthday.
Thank you, buddy. We're rolling along, and we have another special guest. He slipped into the studio. He has slipped into the studio, and we're going to let him say a few words. I want him to listen to, as we have Shelby do us another. Dennis Fuller. Good morning, Dennis.
Good morning, Larry Ray. How are you, man?
And how long have you been with this family? How long have you been with this group?
Well, isn't today? Aren't we celebrating 19 for you?
Yes, it is. I thought yours are 20, right?
Well, actually, it's 21, but I didn't want to jump in on your parade and say I've been here 2 years longer than you.
No. My goal is to outlast you. I don't. You just keep going, okay?
In that case, you're never going to get there because I'll always be 2 hours ahead of you.
You will be. There's only one way to catch it. I don't like that, okay?
Well, this is the fastest 90 minutes in radio, so you could catch my 2 hours or 2 years up, right?
Okay. And Dennis handles all of FM 104.5.
Well, I do all kinds of different stuff. When I first met you,
yes.
We were working solely at 790 here on the station.
That's right.
It was 19 years. I was trying to reminisce and think about all the people that were here then.
Yeah.
Of course, we've got Shelby in here now. Who was the original producer for Outdoors with Larry? Did Scott Johnston do work with us or no?
Lebowitz.
Jason
okay. Lebowitz.
All right. Well, so that's been a long time
and Elvis.
ago. Yeah.
Elvis.
I remember Elvis Wiley. We've come through. We've had a lot of historical people. I see
and Theo.
Theo.
Yeah, of course. And Griffin.
Shelby's been here how long now?
2 years now, she said.
And I just early observations in here as you were getting ready to set up the show. I can see that in your 19 years, your level of patience really hasn't grown at all.
It hasn't grown at all.
As a matter of fact, perhaps it's shortened a bit.
It most definitely has, because you don't realize, folks out there, 15 minutes before the show goes on, we're still shuffling to get these guests in. But
That's true.
I can't say enough about our friendship with Dennis and what he has meant to me as a supporter of this show and the fun times that we have had talking. And 19 years is a long time, but I wanted you to know that, Dennis.
Well, Larry, I feel the same about you. As you know, I'm not to the level of the fishermen. There are a lot of and fishermen and sports outdoorsmen that are listening today, but I've always enjoyed it, so we've shared great stories about that. I learned to trout fish not long after you got on the air here.
That's right.
As a matter of fact, just speaking of that, I'll be going to Pickwick here in the next few days for a little R&R, but I've really enjoyed the time here. I've learned a lot with outdoors. We've had a lot of people come through these doors, and you've been the constant through that, so it's just been great to have you here on 790. I've enjoyed it. I know listeners do too, and it just, you know what? You're like a bottle of wine. It gets better every year.
Oh, that's the older I get, the better I get.
Or is it you get whinier? I'm not sure. It's
whiny,
one of the two.
I whine a lot, but
it's really been a pleasure.
Stick around. I want you to. How about it, Shelby? Can you do us one more thing here?
Yay! Entertainment.
I know that Bill Cooksey would love to hear. Frank's already heard, but we have a very talented young lady here.
Absolutely.
That not only can take care of me and learn a lot and keep me calmed down, but she has on her I Am Music on her shirt today. So, Shelby McCall, wake us up again on this Saturday morning.
That's fantastic.
How about that, guys?
I love it.
Yeah, we're ready for Churchill Downs, right?
That's awesome.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank
you
all so much,
buddy.
Congratulations to everybody. Okay, love Larry Ray.
All right, thank you, Dennis Fuller. Hey, how about that, Bill? That's pretty good, wasn't it?
That's nice. I like it.
I suggested to Frank we could start each duck season with Shelby in the blind doing that. So I don't know how the ducks would react to that, but.
Well, there's some guys on my lease that started out with fireworks at shooting time every year. So. Are
you serious?
Yep.
They would set off fireworks. Well, okay. Yep. What's the most unusual opening day Bill Cooksey can remember?
Oh, good grief. That's a tough one, Larry. I needed some prompting before the show to even come up with that.
How about you, Frank? While he's thinking about it, have you ever had a real unusual first day of duck season?
Yeah, I can remember. I don't remember what year it was, but it's been it's been within the last 10 years. We had to break ice on opening morning, and broke a lot of ice on opening morning. And we commented that it is way too early to start this stuff.
Oh, there you go, Bill. So
that's a good one.
That's a good one. Yeah, you fought mosquitoes.
I'm thinking it was opening day of '87.
Oh my gosh!
That the Mississippi River was out, and it was in the teens, and we went down into the Mississippi River bottoms, drove till we hit water, shoved a boat off the side of the road, went out hunting, busting ice the whole way, and when we got ready to come back to the car, the water had dropped about 1.5 feet under the ice.
Oh.
So we had to by hand brake all the way back, and it was a long, long way.
Well, no wonder you remember that year then. I mean,
Yep.
golly. So, and again, we got Bill Cooksey. He is our co-host. He'll be back next week on the fourth Saturday. He is a Vanishing Paradise Sportsman Coordinator. And, of course, Frank is with so many things that involved getting around town and fixing tractors and all those different kind of things like that. And I always like to talk waterfowl because, this past week on Thursday I had a chance to actually, this was kind of unexpected the way things worked out around here that I got to interview Aurelia Skipwith. She is the director of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Back on Thursday afternoon, she was in Memphis and had a chance to go out and talk to her because shark fins have been seized in Memphis, and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife were talking about the wildlife trafficking, Bill and Frank, that come through FedEx here in Memphis. And so they had seized a lot of shark fins bound for the international markets. And the way they set this is Shark Week. And it just happened. So I had a chance to go visit with Aurelia Skipwith. And so I've interviewed a lot of, if anybody was asked me who I've interviewed in my 50-plus years in this business, I've never talked about shark fins before. So we're going to have that all posted on lroutdoors.com. But I really appreciate you, Bill, taking time. Your knowledge is just vast when it comes to the outdoors. And maybe people think Bill waterfowl, but I don't know if you had my chance, Bill. Did you get a chance to read my story on Jason Hart?
I did, Larry. I did, and I enjoyed it.
Well, thank you. I mean, Bill helped me set up that. Had no idea that the young man that was part of the foursome at Hook Gear, Outdoor Gear, and started here at Avery. There you go. You guys have given me stories. Frank, I know that I've made some of my best pictures with you and your dogs and your 3 cohorts in waterfowl history that you have. So you guys have you may not think about it, but you guys have played, both of you guys have played a big part in the success of this radio show over 19 years. And, of course, Bill, if Bill talked about it, Bill has an unbelievable background in the outdoor. I bet I would not be surprised if Bill Cooksey doesn't know more people in the outdoor industry than maybe any single guest that we have on this show.
I don't know about that.
I am. I mean, your dad, tell my listeners about your dad.
Well, Dad was first director of Peterson Prints in Los Angeles, Bob Peterson.
Yes.
Peterson Publishing, Hot Rod, Motor Trend, all those magazines.
Yeah.
And then he moved back home to Tennessee and ran Countryside Studios. He and Ralph McDonald were business partners. Dad published wildlife art and books.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
I grew up knowing those writers and artists, and it kind of set the table for me in this industry to be at ease around folks. Well,
you've been able that, and now in your position now, through Vanishing Paradise for the National Wildlife Federation, you're in a great spot. I'm glad you're here, not in Austin. Okay, I'm just telling you that. So,
me too.
I'm glad you're in West Tennessee, and thank you for being it, Frank. You're gonna take a little break. We'll come back with Frank Barton in a couple of segments. This is going to be fun, guys. I hope all you folks out there this morning, whether you're in Jackson or Brownsville or throughout the Mid-South, will stay tuned because we're going to talk nostalgia. We're going to talk about different things on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and we've already talked waterfowl. I know I'm going to talk a little bit more about fishing, too, down here because I got Wong coming up in just a minute. So let's take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we roll into show number 491, and we celebrate our 19th year on the air. And I'm really this is a pretty cool time when I can think back 19 years. That's even I can think back to that. But I brought in, we kept Ron Wong because I figured Ron Wong would really like to talk to these people here that we've got on. And I want to say before we announce the guest that how much Ron Wong has meant to Outdoors with Larry Ray over these many, many, many years. I knew Ron long time ago before we ever hooked up. And golly, I know he's probably co-hosted more shows than anybody. We do him twice a month. We call it Bonus Wong next week, and he'll be back next week with Bill Cooksey. And so I'm really glad. Thank you, Ron, for joining us for this special show, and appreciate all your help over the years. And I thought it'd be pretty cool, Ron, if we could talk a little fishing. I don't know why, but I mean, you know.
That's all I know how to do.
Larry,
let me just say this. Yes. Happy anniversary, happy 19th anniversary, Outdoors with Larry Ray. I have to tell all of our listeners that, you know, not only is it the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio, but, you know, I think through all of our wonderful, wonderful guests that we've had over the years, we've had gold medal winners from the Olympics.
Yep.
And we go all the way down to even kids that we've had on the radio show.
Yep.
And all of the superstars in the hunting and fishing industry. I can't thank all of them enough for helping us out to make this so successful. And I look forward to the next 19 years.
Oh, I'm glad you do. Okay, that's I'm looking forward to 1 year. You know, I want to make it to 20. You know, that's what I'm doing. But we got a young man. I say he's a young man on the line with us.
He is.
I am. I will say this. I am so proud for him. He had a brief stopping point here in his career as the outdoor editor of the Commercial Appeal. Or they didn't call it out. I think I was the last outdoor editor, but I was so happy that this young man followed me at the paper, and I was really happy when he followed his dream and left Memphis and went to Alabama, where I think he likes to be, and has developed into such a great part of the Bassmaster team down there. He is the senior writer for Bassmaster.com, and that's our good friend Brian Brasher. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Larry. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great for an old man. So, I mean, you know.
Well, hey, you keep referring to me as a young man. I was barely a young man back when you and I first met 15 years ago.
Yeah, I can still remember taking you on the tour. You know, we drove around and took him to his TWRA meetings and everything like that. And but he came up from Columbus, Georgia, and just fit right in and did a great job. And but I know this was part of your life here, Brian. And you will always be part of this this team up here. But I know you like what you're doing, right?
I love what I'm doing, and I love where I am.
Yes.
So this is home. And I never have a bad word to say about Memphis. I was there for 10 years of my life.
Yep.
I met some fantastic people there who I'm obviously still friends with now. always will be. But this is home.
Yeah.
And we all know how important that is. And to get an opportunity to come and do what I'm doing now and pursue the sport that I love and cover so many great people and only drive 20 minutes to the house that I'm familiar with at the end of the day is pretty special.
Well, we got something pretty special. Our talented show producer, Shelby McCall.
Oh, stop.
Oh, stop. Okay. Well, during each segment, she's bringing out this trumpet. I want you guys to listen to this young lady. Let's hear what you got for this segment. All right? Now tell me, what radio show has a producer that can do that, Brian?
Not one that I know of. Only one that I know of. I wish I had the ability to play any instrument. That is fantastic.
Well, she's done it. I did a wild game dinner once, and I coached her into doing to wake everybody up and get going at this church, and she did. And so I've asked her to bring that trumpet along and play in each segment. And Shenandoah fit real good with this threesome. I can tell you that for a fact. As much as we've done. Brian, tell us about your job from our folks out there that maybe wonder, I don't know how you pick out what you're writing. Talk about your job.
It's gotten more complicated the last few years. I'm first and foremost editor of Bass Times magazine, which is, we have two publications at Bass, Bassmaster, which goes to all of our membership, and then Bass Times, which goes to all of our life members, and then those folks who specifically subscribe to it. And it's meant to be the more precise publication, the one that is very distinctly how to. I mean, we're not explaining what a Carolina rig is in Bass Times because we're assuming that the average reader already knows.
Yes.
So we're going a little more in depth on topics, and I get to work with some great freelancers. I mean, some guys who are in the Bass Fishing Hall of Fame, like Louis Stout. So really, it's easy enough just to let those ideas flow in from them and choose the ones that are best. And some of the ones that I don't get to use are fantastic. But, we have limited space. And then beyond that, I travel around. I cover the Elite Series events some. I coordinate the coverage for when I'm not at those events. I coordinate the coverage for all of our tournaments, Opens, Nation, college, high school. And do a lot of editing. I was named executive editor of Bass Publications about a year ago.
Right.
And that gave me an expanded role with Bassmaster and write a column for James's magazine now. So wearing a lot of hats and having fun with every single one of them.
All right. Well, we're gonna squeeze in this guy because you guys listen in because I can't tell you. How many duck calls or anything I ever needed for a hat or anything like that. I could always go to Sure Shot game calls out of Texas and my good friend Charlie Holder, and we got Charlie on the line too. Charlie, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing really well, Larry. How you guys doing today?
I'm doing great. 19 years, Charlie, that's a long time. You know it.
I know. You're almost a third of the way as old as we are.
Oh, now you're really going to me now. Now you're getting to it. It was Charlie that introduced me to Cowboy and Fernandez. And it was Charlie who introduced me to a lot of history when he took over at Sure Shot and brought out the history. And I tell you, he's been on this show several times, Charlie, and I wanted to personally thank you and Sure Shot. I can't tell you how many duck calls we've given away at wild game dinners, and Brian Brasher from BASS is on the line. Ron Wong is on the line right now. But thanks for hooking up with us, Charlie. Your company has been great to us.
Well, it's been all our pleasure. We appreciate the partnership. We're glad for you. We're glad for all of you on your team. It's a great show. You guys do a great work, and with everybody out there seeming like they're against the outdoors and industry and guns and everything else, it's nice to have a shining light in you guys to lean on. And you've been a real rock, and we appreciate the partnership as well. And anything you guys ever need, let us know.
I know I told Charlie, like I tell most of my guests, and Brian, I'll tell you this, that they always ask me, "You got a list of questions you're going to ask, man? Come on, you ask what are you going to ask me?" And I said, This is not Larry King Live, it's Larry Ray Dead. So, I mean, I don't have a clue what I'm going to ask, and I think that's added a lot, and Charlie knows that for sure, because I want the personality, and Brian, you were just talking about what you write about for Bassmaster Magazine and other things. The folks know how to do a Carolina rig. I can tell you a lot of folks know how to blow that duck call a lot better than I do, Charlie, but I always liked when I can relate to them when they had the floods. Who was one of the first to call you, Charlie, when everything got flooded down there? Me, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes, sir.
Because folks were concerned what's going on at Sure Shot. And so I think the reason for this show's success, and not only is our producers and things, but it's guests like Charlie Holder. Charlie, I appreciate you, buddy. And thank you for taking time to be with us. And we're going to lean on you down the road, okay, buddy?
Yes, sir. I hope with all this social distancing, it's going to be a good year for the tackle companies and the call companies and the gun companies and everybody in the outdoor industry, including Larry Ray. It's shaping up for us to be a really good year. We didn't expect it to be, but I think people are saving their money and they're buying boats and side-by-sides and, decoys and calls and lures, and I think we're all going to benefit from this. The Great American Outdoors Act signed, and I think it's a pretty good time, in our country right now that we can center our, outdoors with our family and quality time, and I hope everybody else gets on board.
Well said, Charlie. And you folks, this is just the start of the show. It'll go back, in 90 minutes is fast, and when you get a call right before you go on the show and said, and somebody said, would you like the president of the Major League Fishing to come on and talk? I mean, who's going to turn down Jim Wilburn? I mean, come on. He wants to be on the show today. We're going to close this show out as we do every anniversary show. Brian, who do you think would we close this show out with that may be well known in the Memphis area?
I'm going to guess a guy that wears an old, ugly orange and white hat.
I knew.
Said that.
I'm going to tell him you said that, Brian, because if we can track him down, he's the busiest man I've ever seen. But Bill Dance,
That's
yeah,
right.
He'll be here at the end. Hey, Charlie, thank you, Brian, too. You guys are on one.
And then, before we let Brian off, I just want to tell all of our listeners, especially those of you that are just getting into fishing, and there's so many people now, new people getting into fishing, go out and get you a subscription and a membership to BASS. Wonderful magazine that will help you learn how to fish and give you all the tips and tricks that the pros use.
Yes.
I look forward to my issue every month to see what's new and what can I learn. But I encourage all of our listeners, get a membership to BAS.
That's a great suggestion. Charlie Holder, give them that website for you, because, folks, if you've never blown a duck call, you can go to Sure Shot and find out a lot of information. What is that, Charlie?
SureShotGameCalls.com. Thank you, Larry, and as always, anything you need, give me a shout.
We do. All right, guys, thank y'all a lot. We're going to take a break on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Come right back.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray. And boy, as we celebrate 19 years on the air on ESPN 790 here in Memphis, and we've actually been through a couple different call letters and things, but we went on WMC. All you folks in Jackson, Tennessee on 101.5, and, of course, Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM. 95.3. Ron Wong sitting in with us is on this session because mainly we're going to talk fishing. And Ron loves to talk. Ron loves to talk fishing. In fact, Ron will be back in what we call bonus Wong on next week's show with Bill Cooksey as we start our 20th year on the air. And Ron has been part of this show for a long time. And we got two guys on the line right now, and one of them, I'm really proud of the accomplishments that he has made in Primary Tackle, a local company. So we're going to talk to not only David Best of Primary Tackle, known locally, but thanks to the great folks at Major League Fishing, hey, we have got the man himself, Jim Wilburn, Major League Fishing president and CEO. Can't wait to talk to both these guys. And, Ron, you jump in anytime you want to. First of all, David, thank you for being part of this 19 years. You've been how many years now with Primary Tackle?
We've had Primary Tackle running as Primary Tackle for about 6 years.
6 years, yeah.
Mid-South Bass Fishing was how it all started, and that's been over 10 now because it was one of those things that started when I turned 40, and it was kind of one of those things I started it in my midlife. So. Yeah,
and, well, you've been a part of this show, you know, David. I wanted to thank you for anytime we needed any local input. Ron, you will second this that David is probably got as much knowledge about local fishing as anybody does, and so David, we want to just on the air right now thank you for your help on Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Well, I appreciate you including us, and we've enjoyed it. I mean, crap, I've known you for going on at least 30 now.
Yes, yeah.
I think of.
Yeah, you had hair. You had hair, David, when I started.
Hair. I didn't even have a whole lot of hair even back then, but I had more than I have now for sure.
Well, that's not a derogatory because my son's he has no hair. I mean, he shaved it all off. But I'm proud for you guys. SYS Bilson, the building is how old?
It's been here since 1893.
Did you hear that, Ron? We weren't even around then. I mean, okay.
No, that's right.
What do you mean you wasn't? But I was? Okay, I heard you say that. But, David, just let you go and get you back to business, but appreciate you. I just wanted to let everybody know what an important part you've been with Outdoors with Larry Ray for the last decade, just about. And
thank you, Larry.
I hope you just keep selling them kayaks like crazy, okay, buddy?
Kayaks and fishing tackle going out the door faster than we can get it back in it.
All right, David. Thank you, David Best. All right.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, David.
Thank you, Ron.
All right.
Thank you, Larry.
Okay. All right, Jim, I hope you didn't mind sharing time with a local tackle guy. Because
not at all.
They are
hope we're helping him sell some tackle.
You are definitely helping him sell some tackle, and
you know what's so great about having MLF on? You know, we have our local favorite that we always pull for, Mark Rose.
Yes, we do.
He's done such a wonderful job
for
MLF and representing the Mid-South.
Well, I think, Jim, you can look at this thing and say, when this was all put together, has it come faster than you thought? I know that a lot of things have happened, but you guys, I mean, you're on the Discovery Channel. I think the next one is the 22nd, the Toyota Heavy Hitters Day one. I love it. I mean, the reception of this, talk about that.
Yeah, it really has. I never in my wildest dreams thought it would grow to what it is today. I mean, I literally had sold my company, Wintercom, which is 40 years old this year, in 2006, and had told them I would work 5 years. And I was 6 months from retirement when Gary Klein called me with this crazy idea to meet him at a hotel in Muskogee, Oklahoma, when they were at their last Bass Elite event. So that was in 2010. And, we had our first tournament at Amistad in November of 11, and then our first TV show aired in second quarter on Outdoor Channel in the second quarter of 2012, and from there, it's a blur. We've gone from 78 hours of television in 2012 to we'll have over 1,400 hours of television this year on 6 networks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And I see this continues to be the highest rated series on Outdoor Channel as reported by Nielsen with the second quarter. This marks the 5th consecutive year as number one in that quarter. That's what do you think makes it? Is it what's the key to the success of?
It's the format, and
it is.
We're actually the number one fishing show on any network. On any network. Yes, our Saturday average is. The ratings we had on Discovery last year in fourth quarter were the highest ratings that they had in the 4-year history of their outdoor block.
So what's the key here? What makes it?
Well, I think it's the format. The fisherman's goal was to make this a sport, to change it from a lifestyle to where it would appeal to people who like competition. In other words, it wasn't just a hardcore fisherman, because before we started, Larry, fishing viewers had never got to see the greatest fishermen in the world find fish. They just saw them catching fish.
Yes, it
because they went out in their boats and they found the GPS waypoint, and then they went when the tournament started, and they already had found their fish. And with our guys, when we started out with the Cup format, which was basically a reality TV show, they got to see Kevin Van Dam and Edward Evers and Greg Hackney and Brent Ayler and all those guys. They had to actually find fish and talk to viewers, and people could really learn. And then they got to feel the thrill. I mean, that first tournament in November of 2011, I knew we had a winner when Aaron Martins, was in that top four. You had to finish in the top 4 of 8 to move on to the next round to sudden death.
Yeah.
And Brent Ayler caught a fish in the last 2 minutes on the day and knocked him out by 4 ounces. And I said, man, this is going to be awesome. And I think viewers really have gravitated and latched onto that format.
And again, we're talking to Jim Wilburn. He is the president CEO of Major League Fishing. And Jim, I think during this trying time that we're all going through, where we can't have anybody in here, and with me and Shelby, that has exploded, helped the ratings and everything else, and brought more people into fishing. And your guys are all about catching. Some of these totals are amazing, and we get so wrapped up in it, we think, man, I feel like I'm on the boat with them now. I mean, it really does have that feel. Is that the way you want it to be, like that?
Yeah, and that's what Gary, when Gary's vision, when we first met, he said, Jim, viewers would never watch a football game and think that we could be a lineman in the NFL or a running back for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
But they'll watch a fishing tournament on their home lake and say, well, I can catch 5 fish that weigh 14 pounds or whatever. But what they don't realize is we might catch 50, 60, 100 fish a day.
Yes, yeah.
And viewers
that's
don't
reality.
get to see that.
That's reality TV.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what people really identify with. And I also do think that in the Bass Pro Tour, when we elevated to the 2-pound minimum, I think that helped the tour.
Oh yeah.
Because the guys practiced, and the viewer feedback was we don't want to see them catching 1-pound fish. We understand 1-pound fish nobody had a problem with when the guys didn't know where they were going till you put them on the water that morning.
That's right.
But when they got to practice for a couple of days, viewers wanted them to catch bigger fish. So we're here to please our viewers. We made the change, and man, the ratings have just been great.
Well, it's pretty phenomenal, and I know that we at Outdoors with Larry Ray, thanks to Tricia Milford and others, man, you've given us some great guests in a short period of time here on our 19 years on the air. These last 5 years of man, anytime we wanted some, Ron will suggest somebody and he'll talk to somebody or somebody else. You guys really played an important part in our success.
Absolutely.
And Jim,
your fishermen are.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have done a great job as ambassadors for the outdoors, and anything we can do to help, I appreciate that. Tricia's on the ball,
Yes, she is.
We're any way we can help you. But congratulations, 19 years. That's a long time. There aren't very many people can say that, can they?
No, they can't, and that's what I'm keep going. It's kept me young all these years. I'm really only 32 years old, so I mean it.
Well, then I'm 27.
In fishing years, we're a lot older than that, Jim. Thank you, man. Jim Wilbur, for taking time to be with us on this 19th anniversary show. Continued success for Major League Fishing, and keep those guests coming our way. Okay, Jim?
Thanks a lot. You guys have a great day.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, Ron, I know in our closing seconds here, MLF has been a hit, and I know that we've kind of locked
Absolutely.
we've kind of locked on to that, I think. I think our guests like to hear those guys talk because they're all – you don't ever hear anything bad. I mean, these guys are communicators, aren't they?
Yeah. They have gotten some, what I would think are some of the finest representatives of the professional fishermen that represents the industry and talks so well about how good the industry is. Why should you be fishing? What makes fishing the sport it is?
Well, it's just so easy. Ron, thank you, man, for your help. I salute you and look forward to talking to you on next week's show, Ron Wong. And
I'll be there, and happy anniversary
again. Go catch your fish, all right?
I'll do it.
All right, bye-bye. All right, let's take a break. Be right back. Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we celebrate 19 years on the air, based out of the Intercom studio here in Memphis, Tennessee, and all you good folks in Brownsville on 1520 AM, 95.3 FM, and in Jackson, Tennessee on 101.5. And I figured if we're going to have a segment, something to do with the TWRA, which we should, because we are the mouthpiece, if I guess that's okay. I mean, that's
sure.
Yeah, for the TWRA and all of this area in West Tennessee. And we got two guys on the line that have been very important in the success of Outdoors with Larry Ray in these 19 years. First of all, we got our good friend Bill Cox out of Collierville, who I think has gone to bat for us several times. And in his time of service on the Board of Commissioners, we've got Bill. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Larry. Glad to be here.
Thank you for being a part. And, of course, this show always one of my favorites and one I miss this year due to COVID-19. We're lonely here in the studio, just me and Shelby McCall. But usually he's here at least once a year playing his guitar, singing our theme song, doing the Roadkill Bill or whatever it might be. And that's Don. That's our good friend Don King. He's the Chief Multimedia Development Division at the TWRA. And I know Bill has played an important part in putting Don where he needs to be, and he is in the right spot with the TWRA. And I thank you, Don King, for your friendship and help over the years with Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Hey, you bet, Larry. My pleasure, and I'm so glad to be here this morning with you to help you celebrate. And hopefully that theme song worked all right for you again this morning.
It did. It always works. Everybody wonders, what group is that? I tell them it's the Larry Ray 5. So they don't have a clue, But
there you go. There you go. Well, hey, 19 years, man. That's awesome. And I remember early on when they said it wouldn't last. I think I was a guest maybe early on.
Yes, you were.
Within the first year.
Yep.
And but hey, I knew it was going to be a long-term deal. So,
I appreciate it.
Thanks for all you do for us. We really do appreciate it, and keeping folks informed. And inspired to get out there and take part in all the great stuff that Tennessee has to offer.
Well, we got. Can you do one more, Shelby? Okay, I want y'all to hear this because it's not only we just don't have Don King only on this show. Somebody's got talent, and so my show producer is Shelby McCall, and I want you guys to listen. She's going to play a little something here for just for y'all on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Take it away, Shelby. Okay, Don King.
All right.
That is awesome. I didn't know Shelby played. We'll have to jam next time I'm in person there.
Yes,
really
you will.
good.
Yeah, she's got her Bach trumpet right here, and has been kind enough to show some of that talent there. I thought you guys would like to hear that. I didn't want to take away from your time, but I want you to know that when you got somebody like Shelby in here, she doesn't just push the buttons. She keeps me straight, and as Cox will say, that's hard to do. I mean, so. But I do, Bill. I know that you've been a supporter of this show. I don't know why, but I think you know what I'm trying to do here.
Well, Larry, I didn't realize, like Don said in the very beginning, I was on when I first got on the commission in 2001, and I didn't realize you were such a new show, and
yeah,
it was professional, and you're doing a great job, and like Don said, it's you support West Tennessee and getting the word out from TWRA, and it's you do a fantastic job, and I really appreciate it, and I hope all your sponsors stick with you. I appreciate them, and TWRA continuing to support the show because we there's not a lot of outdoor shows around. Tony Sanders has got one there in Chattanooga, and you in West Tennessee, and I'm not sure about Middle Tennessee, but keeping the word out and doing a great job, and we really appreciate it. Congratulations on 19 years. Hardly seems to be that long.
Well, it's the fastest 90 minutes in an outdoor radio program. People think this thing is not easy to put together. I'm very organized, as Bill knows, as Don knows. There's a format.
Yep.
We follow it. It's not me talking for 90 minutes. In fact, I really miss my co-host in the studio because it has left a little void for me in trying to not do all the talking. But Bill,
I don't know. You carry the conversation pretty well, Dave.
Well, as I told Jim Wilburn a while ago, he's the president of Major League Fishing, and we have had some unbelievable guests on this show, as you guys know, from Olympians to down to little kids, to the everyday man. I told him this is not Larry King Live; it's Larry Ray Dead. And that's been my theme over the years. And when we were in the dungeon, as I called it, at 1960 Union Avenue in the back of Channel 5, and now we're out in this wonderful studio complex. We're actually in the studio for the Memphis Grizzlies, and so of course Shelby's a part of that. But I know that Don, in your capacity, I think shows like this are important. I think that we want to get the word out. I think a lot of times Amy Snyder, Spencer Snyder, Amy's doing a great job as far as
she sure is.
As following after my man Dave Gabbard, and and Dave will be on the next segment with Gene Smith, who has been here since it started. I mean, Gene was in the dungeon there, so we're going to have Gene and Dave on with Bill Dance, supposedly, on the final segment. But
that's
you've
great.
got people that keep listening. If you didn't, your sponsors wouldn't keep sponsoring the show. So you just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing a great job.
We'll be
tell
glad.
Shelby that I used to play the trumpet, and I can testify she's good.
Oh, thank you.
Well, that's really strange because I did for 13 years. I wished I hadn't quit.
I only played for a couple, but she's good.
Well, do you have a record out still? Can I get that on eBay someplace, Bill?
I've got a record, but it's not on the trumpet.
Well, we know that in this threesome right here that Mr. King is the talented one on that, and I know Don. We got just a couple minutes. Tell them what you're doing. I mean, tell them, because this, you guys have tried to stay on the front of everything. You can now watch a commission meeting online, which I think is great.
That's right. That's right. There's one coming up Thursday and Friday of this coming week.
And so talk about what you do. What's your job?
Well, my job is turned more toward the production side. So,
yes. Yeah.
I'm in charge of keeping that part of it straight. And as you said, when we go out to do a commission meeting, of course, we live stream it and we record it for the archives, and we carry cameras and microphones for each commission member and staff member that presents, and we keep all that straight and, switch live in between the cameras and hopefully make it an interesting program for those who view.
Well, I think
I'll tell you what it does. It keeps the commissioners straight, because you're on television. In the first few years there, you were a little bit more loose about conversation and what you said. Now you have to be careful about some of the comments.
Well, I told Director Bobby Wilson that when they hired him, it looked like Hollywood Squares, and he was the man in the middle there. Everybody's kind of looking around. But I will say this, and Don, you'll agree with me, that Commissioner Cox, as you still call him, was highly involved in what we're doing now and the movement to bring the TWRA up to the social media update.
Yes. Yep.
And Bill, I salute you for that. Yeah. Yeah.
And Jason Harmon's doing a great job with getting our word
yes,
out
he is.
through those social media outlets. And,
yes.
And Larry, I gotta commend you for being selfless enough to help us make the connection with ESPN 790 there in Memphis area to get Tennessee Wildcast on to follow up your show on Saturday. On Saturdays. So we really appreciate that, and that's just another outlet to get the word out and hopefully keep people inspired.
Well, guys, thank y'all. Bill, I know you're on vacation, or either that or you're pumping gas down there on the beach. I don't know, but
I'm out here. I'm out here early in the morning on the beach, listening to the waves come in.
Well, I want to thank both of you guys for your friendship and also your support of this show, and we'll stay in touch. Really, I'm really happy that the success of this show is not by anything done in this room right here, other than Shelby McCall, but it's done by the guests we've had. TWRA guests, I tell you what, those guys with the TWRA, this, Bill. They'll come right on the air and talk, whether you're talking about CWD or you're talking about anything else. So appreciate you guys.
Group.
It is. Appreciate you guys. Y'all have a great day, and see you in 20 years. All right.
Congratulations.
Thanks for all you do, Larry.
All right, thank you. All right, guys, we're going to take a break right now, come back, and hopefully we can hook up with Bill Dance from Outdoors with Larry Ray.
Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife and Resources Agency.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray, the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio program, as we celebrate 19 years on the air, 491 shows. Now, I know that does not compare to the list of shows that Bill Dance has done over the years, but he runs a lot of reruns. We don't have any reruns here, okay? I mean, his are all the same show, but we've got on the line right now the man who was in the dungeon with us on 495 Union, along with Ronnie Shannon, when this show kicked off, was Gene Smith. Good morning, Gene.
Good morning. Man,
Gene,
can you believe 19 years?
19 years, Gene. They said it wouldn't make it. But they told us after 3 shows, they said, "You guys ain't gonna make it. Y'all got to change your format." Well, the man who gave us more support those 19 years ago is still one of our really good friends, and we owe a lot of credit for this show because of the not only the suggestions and things along that, and he always told me just to tell it like it is, be straight with the listeners out there, and that is Bill Dance, and we're just happy to have Bill on the show this morning. Good morning, Bill.
Well, good morning, Larry. I know I'm not going to be the first one that'll tell you this, but there'll be a lot of people that'll congratulate you on 19 years of just on the radio of promoting hunting and fishing and conservation to the Mid-South sportsmen, but all your years of writing for the Commercial Appeal and other publications around the Mid-South. But, 491 shows is a lot of shows. And, I don't think most folks realize just how much time and effort really goes into collecting enough material
yes.
to make an interesting program each week.
Yeah.
You sit back and you look. They just listen to what you have to say.
That's right.
But, they don't realize you're writing your format for each show each week. You're laying out all the important sponsor content to keep them happy, and that's a big job.
That
Without
is.
sponsors, you don't have very much.
Yeah.
Your subject matter for each guest that you're going to be talking to. You're timing out each segment
I am.
for each guest that you're going to be talking to, and you're carrying on a conversation, with each one of your guests. And normally on subjects many times that you're really not familiar with.
There you go. Yeah.
And Larry, I really truly know what you're going through because we're in our 51st year.
Wow, that's amazing.
Oh my gosh,
that's amazing.
Of doing outdoor television programming, and for the past 10 years, we've been producing 2 shows a week. So
yeah,
you do a fantastic job with what you do, and I congratulate you.
Well,
for 19 years, I've worked with you and worked and seen what you do, and my hat's off to you, buddy. You do a fantastic job, and like I said, of promoting hunting and fishing and conservation here in the Mid-South. So congratulations, buddy, and thank you, Gene, for all your support.
Yes, sir.
What you've done.
You're welcome, Bill. We all love the outdoors. That's the thing.
Well, I think that, when I get Gene Smith and Bill Dance on, these are 2 guys that spent their lifetime not only just being involved in the outdoors, but sharing it with kids. When we had fishing rodeos, Bill, I knew that I could count on you for all those years, and I'm still in touch with Henry Reynolds' daughter, Jean Ann, up in the Dakotas, and all those fishing rodeos. Miss Reynolds just turned 95, and she's in a nursing home up there in the Dakotas. But I know between you and Jean, a lot of years of supporting this show, and I appreciate both of you guys more than you'll ever know. And I know it's I don't know how Bill does what he does. But I know he does what he does because he loves it. Folks.
It's not work when you love it like he does.
Well, Bill, one thing I will say about Bill, that we do share a love of rock and roll music, and I think the highlight of my lifetime was one night at the Orpheum with he and Diane and me and Miriam and the Duke of Earl coming down the middle of the aisle, and I was holding Bill back, because, just that love. And he knows I love Jack Scott, okay? Because he knows that.
My true love.
My true love.
Yeah,
anytime I hear that, I try to call Dance, and he always hangs up on me. No, but I do appreciate you, Bill. You gave me a lot of vital tips and things on how to do this. And, man, I know no one's more formatted than you are because it's not easy. Folks just think you come in here and just do a show. But I'm booked. I don't know how other radio shows do it, but I'm booked 3 weeks ahead. I know who my guests are. I study them to see what they have to say to me, and but obviously
Well, we've talked to people from all over the world, even Antarctica. Remember the lady from Antarctica?
Yeah. Well, I don't think Bill's even done that.
No, he might not have done that.
I don't think Bill's been to Antarctica. Maybe that may be the only place. I would like to. Yeah.
That's north of Tupelo.
It is north of Tunica Cutoff. I mean, you know where you know where that is, but
I know where that is. Yeah.
But in your show, isn't it done in foreign languages? I mean, don't they do some in your show in Japan or something? I mean, have you ever seen yourself talking in Japanese? I mean, I just wondered.
Yeah, I watched Hoss Cartwright on Bonanza do that one time. Little Joe and Hoss.
Gilligan's Island too. It's called Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that's what it was. But
to watch me talk about in Japanese or in Spanish.
Yes, Spanish. That's it. Yeah.
The enchilada tortilla taco chile jalapeno. To try to talk about how to rig a plastic worm in Japanese.
That's of course the bad thing about it is the bad thing about that, Bill, is I understood you. You know, so I mean that's the crazy part. But hey, buddy, thank you, thank both of y'all. Gene Smith, for what you've done for the show, Gene. We'll see you in a couple of weeks back on the show. And Bill, thank you.
I'll tell Bill something.
Yeah.
My mother used to love your show, Bill, but she hated you when you put the fish back in the water.
She didn't understand catch and release. That was her problem.
She wanted to eat it.
Lazy to clean them.
He was too lazy to clean them. Yeah. Gene Smith, Gene Smith, do you want to tell Bill? You got a pun for Bill?
Well, let's see. Have you noticed when Bill takes pictures of this fish, he holds it real close to the camera? He's got extra long arms to make the fish look bigger, I guess.
Bigger than he is.
It's Thank y'all, Bill Dance.
Hey, congratulations again, Larry.
All right, thank you, buddy. Thank you, Gene Smith.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Bye, Gene.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Bill.
All right, there they go. Gene Smith and Bill Dance. Do we have Frank on? Hey, Frank.
Hi.
I wanted to close out with Frank Barton because Frank has been with us as long as just about anybody, and we just got through with Dance there and Gene Smith. Frank, I don't know why you do this. You're such a busy man, but you've never let me down in anything. So, is there something? Do you get a kick out of doing this? I got to ask you that because people, I think you enjoy coming here, don't you?
Oh, I do. Yeah, I enjoy the interaction. I really enjoy learning new things, and you have some very interesting guests.
Don't we though? I mean, what's the most interesting guest that you can remember that we've had?
Probably the one I enjoyed the most. Might have been Jerry Mikulek.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. He can shoot.
Yeah, the dude knows how to shoot a gun.
He knows how to shoot a gun. Yeah.
And it's probably because I see him on
TV,
the Outdoor Channel on Wednesday evenings.
Well, you've created
pretty regularly, so that was kind of cool being on the radio with him.
Well, you've created some guests for me too. I think I still like Jack Combs and the man that has poodles, those retrievers. You made my day with that. You have suggested guests and things like that.
I wish you could have gone hunting with us when Jack came down.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, and maybe that'll happen sometime again. But Frank, thank you for your being with the show for so many years and your friendship and folks. Really, if you want to meet a man that'll treat you right, you go to on Mount Moriah over here to what's that address again, Frank?
5715 Mount Moriah.
And will you be there this morning, Frank?
I will be there this morning.
Okay, folks, there you go. The man himself will be there.
We open up in just a little bit.
All right, y'all head on over to Frank Barton. Thank you, and I hope to see you down the road. Okay, man. And
okay,
I said Hope.
Care.
I said Hope. I got to see the puppy anyway. How's Hope now?
Hope is a little over 7 months
Woo.
now.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna see Hope before long. Thank you, Frank. All right, man. Thank
Take
you.
care, Larry.
All right. Before I close out today's show, I don't know if the information has been put out yet, but and maybe hopefully this all worked out good, and I haven't heard about it. The missing lady that was over on her way to Birmingham, and they haven't heard from her since August the 2nd. I know they were working the river down there. I hope that they found the information on that, but you can go to Find Mary Lane, FINDMARILANE.com, and I got a connection there because the lady at my church, who I love and appreciate, this missing lady was engaged to this friend of mine at church's son before he was killed in Vietnam. Before he was killed in Afghanistan, that Tim Krager. And so I hope that things work out for Mary Lane Carter. I know they've been out on the river. They last heard from her car. A ping on her phone was near the Mississippi River. So we hope. I know the TWRA and Andy tweeted, all of them been out there, but our hope and prayers are with that Carter family and her husband, Adam Carter. And that, again, is findmarylane.com. Go to that. We'll be back next week, start year number 20 on Outdoors with Larry Ray. And, of course, Bill Cooksey and what's that guy's name? Ron Wong will be with us next week. And so join us in. Thank you again, Shelby McCall.
No problem.
Loved your music today. And this is Larry Ray reminding you each and every week for 19 years. It doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.